Just as you saw in the title, this is not a think piece video. This is more just a recap of my thoughts on the night as a whole. If you do want to see the think piece and like the video about the thing everyone's been talking about, that is going to be part 2. This is just like a review of like the red carpet and a review of the show in itself. So I'm just letting you know that there's a part 2 coming up very soon. Also, I just want to say, this isn't going to be like a proper recap of the Oscars. Like, there's a lot of stuff I actually forget to mention. It is still a recap, but it's not like everything that won that year, everything that won that night. There's going to be stuff I miss out. So, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just going to get straight into recording because I talk too much and I want this video out quick. Like, I don't want to be editing. So the Oscars, as you all know, it was, well, for me it was this morning. It's the same thing with the Met Gala. It's always this morning I was watching it. And if you can't tell by my accent, the Oscars doesn't start at 7 at night. It starts at 1 in the morning. So like, I've been up literally since the break of dawn. I'm gonna get to the bit everybody wants to talk about soon, but first let me change my glasses because these are not my real glasses. I bought these glasses for a video that I still have not finished. So I'm gonna wear my prescription glasses. Actually, let me clean these. So the Oscars was last night. Actually, I'm not wearing these. But yeah, the Oscars was last night, or whatever the fuck. And let me tell you, it was probably not one of the worst Oscars, but it was definitely boring. Like, no one was watching the Oscars this year. Like, even like my friends who sit down and watch the Oscars every year, they were even saying, I don't think I'm gonna watch the Oscars this year because the films they nominated, it was just so bad and boring. It's like there's no point of watching the Oscars. And I know that honestly, the Oscars should have pushed the fan favorite award thing. I'm gonna get to it, but I feel like there's some stuff they should have pushed to get more people to watch because no one was watching the Oscars. It was dry. I was about to not watch the Oscars because I saw one film that was nominated. I saw Spencer. So that's how you know the Oscars was, it was not. It was not. No one was watching it. I was about to not watch it. My friends were not about to watch it. But something in me was like, no, I need to watch the Oscars. Even though I haven't seen anything that got nominated, I need to watch the Oscars. So I did watch. And honestly, I knew the night was going to be bad anyway. Because first of all, no one was dressing well. Literally, everyone that attended, with the exception of like 2 other people, atrocious outfits, atrocious. Like, when you have an event and people like Lupita Nyong'o and Zendaya cannot dress to you, they're not dressing to your event, that's how I knew the whole night was just going to flop. It was going to go downhill. Now granted, I wanted commotion, I wanted mess, because as I said, this Oscars was going to be boring. The films they nominated were boring. The nominations were bad. Just no, the whole night was going to be bad. Not like good bad as in this is boring. So I wanted commotion, and I'm glad we got some kind of commotion at the Oscars. I'm glad we got some kind of messiness at an award show, because lately we have not been having messy moments at award shows. Award shows have been very boring. That's why I count a lot of award shows out, because there haven't been many interesting like moments. But anyways, so that's how I knew the Oscars was going to be bad, because look at what the people were wearing. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Look at what the people were wearing. No, like, I'm not even gonna make a video about who was best dressed or not, like the Met Gala, because some people asked me, someone asked me, are you gonna make a video about what people are wearing? I was like, bro, I'm not gonna do it, because it's just gonna be me saying this is ugly for 25 minutes and 2 people that look good. And the 2 people that look good that night were Megan Thee Stallion and Halle Bailey. They were the only two people that were dressed well, and I'm glad they were. So Megan Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey, thank you for being the only two best dressed at the awards. I'm sitting here going on, are the stylists on strike? Are the stylists on strike? What's going on? What's going on? Disgusting. This is my fashion review. I'm not doing some 25-minute analysis because everybody was terrible. Everybody was terrible. Then the actual night, this Oscars was not the Oscars. It was Teen Choice Awards. It was Radio Disney Awards. Not only because Disney was letting everyone know that they are running the Oscars, like every commercial, after every category there was a Disney Plus advert. They were letting you know that you are watching the Oscars on the Disney Channel network. We're watching the Oscars on the Disney Channel. They might as well put it on the actual Disney Channel, because they were letting everyone know Disney is in charge. They're running the show. They're in charge. They're broadcasting the Oscars. They let everybody know. Because first of all, they came out and said, we're not going to broadcast all the categories. I think the categories that they don't seem as important, they didn't air. They gave the awards out earlier in the night, and then they edited those bits back in. Not only does it now look like the show has no structure, because it was still 3 and something hours. It was still 3 hours long. So I don't know why they were like, oh, we want to make it shorter by cutting categories out, when in the end they still put the categories back in, and it was just a big mess. I would say this is one of the worst Oscars, even though it had an iconic moment. Without the iconic moment, it would have been the worst Oscars. But yeah, it was the Teen Choice Awards, because they had 2 fan favorite awards. Now, here's the reason why those awards happen. Basically, I think they happen because of Marvel fans. Let me explain. So, every single highest grossing film of all time has been nominated or won Best Picture. If you go on Wikipedia, they've all won Best Picture. Gone with the Wind, Titanic, Avatar, they've been nominated or won. I think, yeah, those are the movies that have been nominated or won Best Picture. Avengers Endgame, the current highest grossing film of all time, didn't even get a nomination for Best Picture. It only got a nomination for like visual effects, and I don't even think it won. I think First Man won, or I don't even care anymore. Avengers Endgame won no Oscars. It won no Oscars. And people they were like, it's not fair. Avengers Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time, didn't even get a Best Picture nomination. Marvel fans have been harassing the Academy forever about Marvel movies winning Oscars, even though Black Panther won Best Costume Design. But as the Academy showed, as Disney showed, apparently people do not care about costume design. No, that's not true, because they actually showed costume design. Black Panther won costume design and it got nominated for Best Picture, but y'all don't care. Marvel movies have been nominated for Best Picture before. Why were you crying that Endgame didn't get one? Endgame is not that good of a film. It's not. What, because Iron Man died is the best movie of all time? You need to watch more. As Samuel L. Jackson said,
you have to get past the Avengers and Marvel shit at some point, okay? Other people make movies.
Watch more movies. Watch more movies. Marvel movies are not the only movies that exist. Anyways, let me not keep ranting, because this whole thing started when The Dark Knight came out. People were upset that The Dark Knight didn't get nominated for Best Picture, or I think it got nominated or it didn't win. The Dark Knight got nominated for an Oscar. Heath Ledger got nominated, and people were like, I think they were like, he should have won or something, or he won posthumously. I'm not sure, but The Dark Knight is what caused this conversation. And ever since then, people have been saying superhero movies deserve to get nominated for Best Picture. Now, I just want to say, I do understand why people want superhero films to get nominated for Best Picture, because like a Best Picture nomination in itself is like the biggest accolade a film can get. That's the highest award a film can get. But I would not be I would not be like, oh, they need to win Best Picture, because first of all, superhero movies get nominated for Oscars all the time. They always have. Ever since genre films have existed, they've always won and been nominated for costume awards, the technical awards. It just shows you how much people don't care about the technical stuff, because these films thrive in those departments. They thrive in the costume departments, the visual effects departments, but you guys don't care. You only want it to get nominated for Best Picture. And as I said, I understand why, but why aren't you happy that they're getting nominated for Oscars for technical awards? Why does it have to be Best Picture? That was the last movie I saw that got big outrage about not being nominated, because it's like, Disney tends to, not Disney, the Oscars always nominates the highest grossing film of all time for Best Picture, and Endgame didn't get that. So that's the last time I saw that. Then No Way Home came out, and I saw people saying No Way Home deserves Best Picture. Now, I'm not sure if it was just people trying to get viral tweets by saying stupid stuff, because people do that all the time. I'm not sure if that was the case, but I honestly feel like that's what spawned this whole fan favorite award thing. Because those fan favorite awards, they were not fan favorite awards. They were fan favorite awards so Spider-Man No Way Home can win an award. That's what they were, that's what they existed for. Because literally after No Way Home came out, that's when the Academy announced this category. This is the category we're gonna have. And the gag is Spider-Man No Way Home didn't win any of those awards. It was Zack Snyder movies won the awards. Literally, Justice League won it, and Army of the Dead. And if you go and look at the categories were like cheer-worthy moment and like fan favorite. Army of the Dead was not a fan favorite moment. As far as I'm concerned, nobody liked Army of the Dead. Second of all, cheer-worthy moment, I'm telling you. You're telling me people were screaming and crying when the Flash started running over Captain America getting Thor's hammer and the free Spider-Man swinging through New York? Because I'm telling you, people were screaming and crying and doing backflips in the cinema when they saw the free Spider-Man swinging through the free Peter Parkers. People were screaming, crying, throwing up, doing backflips in the cinema. When Captain America caught the hammer, people were clapping, people were standing up. You telling me Snyder cuts a Flash when he started getting up and running, that's people were throwing up. Yeah, the devil works hard, but Zack Snyder fans work harder. You don't have time on your hands. You don't have time to be tweeting, release the Snyder cut under every tweet Warner Brothers makes. Y'all had time to blow up the polls so Zack Snyder movies win Oscars. But yeah, those were the MTV moments. Then you also had like Buzz Lightyear movie promotion in the middle of Oscars. Every single movie getting a tribute. Like, what do you mean Pulp Fiction 28-year anniversary? That's not a milestone. Like, even Juno had a better milestone. Juno had 15 years to fall back on. What's 28 years? That's not no milestone. They just wanted a Pulp Fiction reunion. It was literally every like announcement was a reunion. Every announcement, every host, it was a reunion. They had the Dune reunion, Juno reunion, Pulp Fiction reunion, Godfather reunion. They were just reuniting everybody. It was just the reunion after reunion after reunion. It was like, okay, they really thought they were the VMAs and the Oscars. And then obviously, back to my Disney point, Disney made it clear that they were running the channel because one, most of the movies Disney produced were winning. Now, I'm not sure if Dune has any part to do with Disney. I wouldn't be surprised. But West Side Story, Cruella, Encanto, they were the movies winning the Oscars. And it's like, obviously, Disney made it known they have a hand. They have a hand in this award ceremony today. And then they also had, again, with the reunions, they had the 3 live-action Disney princesses, apart from Belle, coming to announce Best Animated Feature. And then they had them talking about some animation is for babies, animation is for kids. Meanwhile, they got an animated film not aimed at kids or family nominated. just made it clear on how they view animation. You had your 3 Disney princesses talking about how animation is for kids and then handing the award to a Disney movie. That's the Disney part. Let's talk about who won quickly, because I'm gonna get to the bit everybody cares about. Jane Campion won Best Director. I don't care. I don't really care when white women win achievements awards anymore, because at this point it's not revolutionary. Like, I don't really care. And honestly, I'm not gonna celebrate that shit. Not after what she said to Serena and Venus Williams, talking about some "I've fought harder battles than you because I'm a director" or something.
Give my love out to my fellow, the guys. The nominees, and you know, Serena and Venus, you are such marvels. However, you do not play against the guys. Like I have to.
How you a white woman, you gonna talk to 2 black women who everybody knows they've had the amount of abuse they've had to endure? How are you gonna tell these hardworking black women who, even if they were not athletes, even if they were regular black women, they fought harder battles than you because they're black women? If a white woman wants to feel empowered, all she gotta do is step on a black woman. A white woman wants to feel empowered, she'll just trample on a black woman so she can feel better about herself. You could have spoken about the men you had to fight in the industry. Why are you coming for Venus and Serena? They're not even in the same industry as you, and they have most definitely fought harder battles than you. Even if they were regular black women walking down the street, they fought harder battles than you. So I don't care that white woman won. I do not care. And then Encanto won Best Animated Feature, and everyone was surprised white people directed it. You guys really like y'all need to go and look at all the non-white led Disney films. Almost all of them have never been directed by a person of color. They've been doing this since Pocahontas. No, it was white people that directed Pocahontas. White people did Mulan. White people did Emperor's New Groove. White people did well, when I count Atlantis, let's not count Atlantis. White people did Princess and the Frog. They did Moana. They did Moana and they did Encanto. I'm not sure about Soul, and they did Encanto. Turning Red is the first time Disney Pixar has had a non-white female director make a film. This is the first time. I was not surprised. Y'all were surprised white people did Encanto. That was part of the discourse, actually. When I was seeing Encanto discourse, part of the discourse was it was made by white people, and all they did was like do a sensitivity check. They always do that. They did it with Moana. 2 white guys directed Moana, and they just got like the tick. They just got the yes from like the Polynesian community. It was not made by Polynesians. It wasn't made by people from Hawaii. Only people. It was like, yeah, like, don't be surprised when another Disney film that has a non-white lead and it's white people coming onto the stage. Don't be surprised, because that's how Disney does it. Don't be surprised. But anyways, that's really the awards. As I said, I don't really remember what happened, because literally after the incident that happened, I couldn't concentrate. I don't think anyone could concentrate. We were still talking about the slap. Even after the award season was finished, people are going to talk about this for the next few weeks. It's going to be a conversation for at least another week. But let's get to this. Let's get to this incident, because I don't remember anything else from the ceremony. All I can think about is the slap. And I stayed up to watch the whole thing. So let's get to it. So, the slap. Let me explain what happened with me, like, as I was watching. Because it was towards the end of the night. You know, we're all bored. The night has not eventful. It's very like, okay, can this get this over and done with? I was waiting for the show night to end. So obviously I'm not listening, because for some reason, you put the funniest person on earth on the Oscars stage. They're not funny. Very few times in the night I was laughing, and the only people I was laughing at were Wanda Sykes and Regina Hall. They were the only people I was laughing at. And even then, some of the jokes were falling flat. They were the only people I giggled at. So yeah, I'm not gonna listen to these jokes because they're never funny. So, you know, Chris Rock comes on. I'm not listening. I'm on Twitter. All of a sudden, I hear like a punch. I hear like a slap. I'm like, what happened? I turn around like this to the TV. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? Then I see it's Will Smith walking back off the stage. I'm just like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Is this like part of a joke? Is this part of the routine? But I'm looking at Will's face. I'm like, is this like for real? Then like Chris Rock is like, yeah, I got slapped. I got the shit slapped out of me by by Will Smith. And it's like, okay, maybe is this still a joke? And then obviously Will Smith, he goes back to sit down. And then it's like, all of a sudden I hear, because most of the people in the US, they bleeped out what he said. And I think in England and Australia, it was uncensored, because I heard what Will Smith said. Will Smith was like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I got it uncensored. So I'm like, okay, I don't think this is a joke anymore, because Lupita is looking worried. Lupita is like, she's not laughing, she's not smiling. So clearly this must be serious, because Lupita Nyong'o, she looks scared. Like, this is real, this is real. And then like, obviously they announced Summer of Soul 1. And then for some reason, they cut it off. At least for me, they cut Questlove off halfway through his speech. Like, I got this stupid message talking about some sorry for the inconvenience. If you don't turn the TV back on, Sky, could the British public not handle the slap? Anyways, so that happened. And it was just such a big shock. I think even for the rest of the night, people were still shocked. Like, because I know I was shocked. Everybody was shocked. And you know, it's like that slap woke everyone up. Because my TL was dry. All my social media, dry. The minute the slap happened, all of a sudden, everybody rushed to the internet. Everybody asking what happened, what happened? Why did he get slapped? Where were you? Where were you? I thought you lot were sleeping. What happened? TL was dry for the past 2-3 hours. Now. But the jokes were funny. But I'm gonna rant now, because this is just my recap. We're gonna do the proper rant and my thoughts on this. Okay, it's not my thoughts. I'm just gonna talk, basically. I'm gonna rant, because I have some things to say about the reaction to this. Not about Will Smith, because what Will Smith did, he's a king for that. King Richard? No. King shit. And no, it's so funny that Will Smith won. I actually wanted Will Smith to win. And the fact, because his Oscar is already way long overdue. And the fact that he slapped Chris Rock, then he won literally 30 minutes later, he won an Oscar. It's like the jokes write themselves. Like this is going up there with the Moonlight Best Picture situation. This is going up there with Madonna kissing Britney Spears. It's going up there with Kanye saying Beyonce should have won Album of the Year. This is going up with all the most iconic award show moments. As I said at the beginning, there's going to be a part 2 coming very soon. It's probably going to come out the day afterwards. I'm really going to force myself to finish it. If I had known people would have wanted to see the video split in half, I would have uploaded this way earlier. So if you did watch this and you sat through the whole thing, thank you for watching. There is going to be a part 2. And yeah, just watch out for it.